if it's cool, I'll get it. At SUNY New Paltz, where I teach, I went to graduate school there as well with a guy who was the head staff writer for South Park. So I have a fondness and I have an affinity for South Park. I think it's still timely. I like the production quality. I like the production value, or lack thereof. And so I had to buy, South Park figures. Poop-faced Kyle, regular Kyle. Reams of those. Just because I like cartoon figures translated well. This is, I think, almost all the Transformers Energon action figures packed away and sealed. I like reading. Hey kids, reading is fundamental. So there's a Calvin and Hobbes, there's the original Peanuts hardcover stuff. Let's see what's in here. This is a weird box. Always get carded samples. For the kids who like the Battlestar Galactica, that's an original. Cylon Warrior Unpunched, just chilling out. For the kids who like the Robotech, 3 for $2. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Could you imagine getting all of these for like under 25 bucks? 3 for $2. Whenever I see anything like this at a flea market, I always buy it if it's under $5, because I know that I'll be able to use it eventually. Not a bad figure, the Star Wars Ultimate Villain. A lot of the figures that I have of the 12-inch, you'll notice that I do open them up and set them up. I was going to say play with them, but of course I play with them. I open them up, I test them out. I don't know what it is about newer Star Wars vehicles. I'm fascinated when they come out with new sculpts. The V-Wing Starfighter, the ATTE, all the stuff that comes out. I try and get, of the new stuff, one of every vehicle and one of every figure. This is the Fisher-Price Adventure People. A lot of people consider Star Wars Micronauts to be some of the first 3 3/4 inch figures, but I mean, I guess if you look at that neck, that's where the swivel arm, or not the swivel arm, the pivot necks came from for G.I. Joe. I've always been fascinated by this line, and there really aren't a lot available except for the later stuff. And it's kind of corny and it's kind of hokey, but it's still, we have to learn where modern action figures come from. And I'd be hard pressed to not learn about this. So if anyone is a Fisher-Price Adventure team, or Adventure People, I don't know what they were called, collector, call me, write me, email me. I'd love to see your collection. I'd love to pick your brains, because they actually had some pretty good labeling going on back then as well. It looks like modern Transformers, some of them still sealed. Pretty cool Astro Train, huh? Modern Transformers figures. I always save the card backs, and I always pack away all the weapons. Alternator stuff. Alternated boxes, Grimlock and Swoop, Shock Blast. Hey, this is in the wrong spot. Hey look, it's another Tauntaun. Hey look, it's another Land Speeder. I don't know where this stuff comes from. Oh good. Hey look, it's another Jabba the Hutt playset. That's, sadly, I think my biggest problem is that because I don't even know what this is. Because I get so much stuff, sometimes I'll get duplicates. You'll notice when I go through boxes, I have a box Star Wars Land Speeder, and I have a loose one, and a few Tauntauns, and tons of speeder bikes, so it's foolish to pass that up. Did you hear that?
No.
Oh. There's a Sound Attack G.I. Joe vehicle going off right now because I touched the box. Thank you, Hasbro, for Sound Attack. Thank you. So I always bust this out when a G.I. Joe fan comes by, and since I know Chad's a G.I. Joe fan, I wish I had time to set this up. This is the greatest 3 3/4 inch, in my opinion, of course, the greatest 3 3/4 inch military playset ever made. Made by TriStar International Limited. I bought this on eBay maybe 2 years ago for an article I was doing for Toy Shop. Come on. Come on, look at that. Any MASH fans out there? There's the swamp. There's the stove, Charles Emerson Winchester's record player, and you know the lengths that they went to for detail on this thing. It's a soft plastic mat. It's not a hard, cracky Mego type plastic. There it is, right there. See it? Fantastic that they did that. The signpost, Seoul, Boston, Tokyo, latrine, Burbank, military set. It looks like someone typed these. Fascinating stuff. And of course, my favorite accessory. Where is it? It's coming, I promise. There it is. 2 martini glasses sitting right on the bookshelf. That's an accessory. Fantastic. Gorgeous stuff. But this spreads out with over like 60 pieces. It's unreal. It's 16 square feet of playset. It's such fragile plastic that there aren't that many left. So if you get a chance, I mean, I'll show you the image again. Look at that. That's amazing. Not even made by a toy company, made by what is now Columbia TriStar, made by TriStar International. So it's very interesting to note their waist. It's not an actual O-ring. It looks like a piece of white elastic, so I'm assuming once they're broken for good. And of course I tried to hunt down and finally found the MASH mail-away patch that you can see on the back of the figure packages. Here's the instructions. I mean, I'm not going to assemble the playset, maybe later. That's the full set. But the detail, 6 gas cans, lamps, instructions signed by Colonel Potter. Enjoy your playset and have many hours of fun creating your own MASH TV series.